22nd August, we have 29. 23rd August, we have 94. Now 3rd September, we have 216 leh. Hello everybody, this is Kriscell from Kristainment. I hope you have a wonderful day. So today's video, I'm going to talk about something some of you will like, some of you may not like, but I confirm plus every one of you is concerned one. Okay. So earlier today, this morning, I received a WhatsApp from gov.sg okay, that was telling me on the 3rd of September, while Singapore we have 216 daily cases. Okay, what was alarming is not the 216, because with the 216, I go and search a bit. Actually, what was making me very worried was the 109 unlinked cases leh. So, in case you all don't know, Singapore recently also announced, okay, we have some easing measure. For example, now, for the longest time ever, workers have been working from home as default. But then now, all workers can start to go back to office to work lah. But then it's not like 100% go back it's more like 50-50 Also depend on how the company will arrange. Then we also heard in my last video I also talked about it. We have reopen our borders. Now we have things like vaccinated travel lane. Then we also allow people to now dine in, makan at the restaurant. For vaccinated people can go up to 5 people. For those are not vaccinated one, or vaccinated one also can. You can also dine in at all the hawker center and kopitiam. Open air one up to 2 packs. So all these measures, no surprise you open all this, you do all this, confirm the daily case count will go up one. Then like I say already, today video we're not focusing on this because the number go up, it's almost like a 包价 thing one, 包价 one, you open all this number go up one. But what I want to talk about today or focus on is actually why our 政府this time round never go and tighten any measure there. Previously, whenever our number hit 100 or 100 plus only, everybody kanchong spider already. Start to think about heightened alert or even worried, will we go with another CB or not? But then, why this time so different? Why this time we never talk about all these things? And why this time I am so worried?
The increase in cases that we are seeing recently is not unexpected because they arise from the resumption of activities that have taken place over the recent weeks. And as we have said before, we are shifting our approach. Our main focus is not just the daily case numbers, because many of them are vaccinated persons who become infected and they have mild or even no symptoms. Instead, our focus is on the smaller number of infected persons who need supplementary oxygen or ICU care. And this figure remains stable and under control.
I totally agree. We should focus a little bit more on people who are very ill and then need more care and concern. Okay, but then to say that the focus is not just on the daily count and that vaccinated people when they got infected or they get mild or no symptom at all. Somehow this message doesn't make me feel very unseen. When I took the vaccine. I mean, we all take vaccine. Really, it's not to like when we kena, we only display mild or no symptom. Vaccination, not 100%, not 100%. This one we all understand. But then, we all go and take our vaccination because we don't want to be infected. That is the mindset. That is the primary mindset that we all have when we go for vaccination. And not because when we got infected, we will display mild or no symptom. I mean, that one also important, but that one is a secondary. Let me quote you a very good example. This one very good one. Flu virus and the flu vaccination. Last time when you all can still go holiday overseas time, okay, your doctor always advise you, you go and take your flu vaccination. Why? It's not because later you kena flu virus or you still can still go about doing your normal stuff, still can enjoy your holiday. It's not, the purpose why your doctor advise you to get your flu vaccination is because he don't want you to kena flu virus. So that you can really 100% enjoy your holiday. The mindset is correct. You get vaccinated so that you don't get infected, and not the other way around. You know, any form of virus, be it flu or COVID, you kena already, it will sure cause some form of disruption to your daily life one. Which is the main reason why we all take vaccination, so that we don't get infected. We don't want to be infected in the first place.
In the past, when we have a situation of such high daily cases, we would have looked to measures like a heightened alert or even a circuit breaker to control the infection. But we are in a new phase where we have a high level of vaccine coverage to protect Singaporeans, and we are now moving into a phase of living with COVID and becoming COVID resilient. And so we assess that there is no need to impose tightened restrictions. In fact, we would only revert to such a tightened posture as a last resort to prevent our hospital system from being overwhelmed.
Okay, having such high daily case count, plus so high unlinked cases count, okay, you cannot blame us, especially parents who have very young gina at home, or you cannot blame us, but we will have some worry and some concern. Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying vaccination is not important or it's not helping. Vaccination, very important, okay, because especially for those who kena the COVID-19, if you are fully vaccinated, wow, it could be a matter of life or death don't play. But then as a parent of a very young gina one, my worry is not that I kena the virus myself. I kena myself never mind. I know I'm fully vaccinated. At least I will survive. I will not mati one, But then, if I kena the virus, I bring it home. Then my gina all get infected because of me. Hey, my gina all not vaccinated. That is what I'm worried about. What if they got very seriously ill? I cannot do anything, and I'm the one who actually infected them. That is what a lot of parents with very young gina is worried about. Plus our vaccination too powerful liao. Anybody sway kena infected one, if you are fully vaccinated, you display mild or no symptom at all. This is good, but it's also a bad news, especially to parents with very young gina. You know why not? I'll give you an example. When a parent kena infected, but because it's fully vaccinated, so they display very mild or even lucky best, no symptom at all. By the time the parent discover, I so sway I kena already, then I better isolate yourself. Too late lah. By then your kid already infected already. To be frank, nobody, including our gina, want to be infected one, because very disruptive one. Imagine a gina kena infected with COVID-19. Cannot go and play okay? Cannot go to school cannot take exam very destructive Then living with COVID, this term very nice. Living with COVID okay? If I'm correct, it means that treating COVID like flu like that. But then it doesn't mean that like suka should get infected one No that is not living with COVID that is living with infection If we really want to consider only when this hospital become overwhelmed, I really don't know now we open our borders, so there will be tourists coming in. Yes, the number won't be big, you'll be small one. But then I can tell you, no matter how, this small group sure got smaller number will kena the COVID. Okay, I'm not cursing them. Okay, I'm not cursing them, but then sure have one. You and me, we all know. Then do we want to wait until a situation whereby our local hospital all become overwhelmed by tourists already? Then we start to react. But then I can tell you what are the residents here will sure make noise one Okay, even if we take away the tourists, we just consider local residents. Okay, do we want to wait until a situation whereby our hospital is really overwhelmed? Then we react. We take reference from some of the countries, like for example India and Indonesia. Okay, both countries are super overwhelmed. Okay, you think about these two, okay, especially for Indonesia, because I saw before there this influx of all the cases coming, like their hospital actually okay one, but then they already can sense already, wow, 皮要啦, oh, coming, wow. But then they cannot react in time. They cannot react in time. And by the time the influx come in, the patient, the cases all come in, it overwhelmed them overnight. It's double do we want to repeat the same situation like that in Singapore? I really think we should not. We should actually plan way ahead. Even when we don't even sense it, we should over prepare for it than to be under prepared.
At the same time, we do not intend to make any new opening moves at this juncture because there is a time lag between the onset of infections to serious illness, and so we want to take some time to monitor the situation. Also, we have recently announced a whole series of pilots, be it vaccinated travel or allowing our workers in the dormitories to be out in the community. So we want to allow these pilots to continue over the next few days and weeks before we contemplate further moves.
All these pilot plans, if you ask me, I'm not too sure. Okay, I may be a bit biased, okay, but I'm the type that thinks that we should try to solve our own problem first. We still got things like, for example, we have not even opened up dining for a bigger group or even for the unvaccinated to be dining in the restaurant. We have not even do all these things yet. Then we go and try all these new pilots already. Okay, you all can say that I'm very biased. Yes, correct. I cannot deny the fact that I'm always standing on the part whereby I think that we should do more internally first before we do something externally. It's like you fix your own lobang in your own house first before you're going to help other people fix their lobang. If not, when it rains, you suffer.
Meanwhile, we will continue with aggressive testing and contact tracing. So even as cases rise, through testing and tracing, we will be able to slow down the transmission and avoid uncontrollable surges in cases that can easily overwhelm our hospital system. In particular, we believe that there is scope to do more on the testing front. So we will redouble our efforts to make regular testing part of the new normal. For certain high-risk settings, the government has already mandated rostered routine testing. So that's already done for people working in these high-risk settings. But regular testing should not be confined to persons working in such higher-risk settings. In fact, we want to strongly encourage everyone, whether you are vaccinated or not, to self-test regularly with antigen rapid test kits as a matter of social responsibility. And that's why the government decided to distribute these antigen test kits to every household. And some of you have already received it, and eventually everyone should get a pack of 6 kits. Beyond the ones that the government has distributed, you can also purchase these test kits. They are widely available at major retailers and e-commerce platforms.
Like what PM Lee say, okay, we should manage COVID using this 3-pronged approach, which is trace, test, and vaccinate. So testing being one of the prompts is very important. That one totally agree. I mean, testing is so important that it helps people who already kena the virus. Once they know that they are positive already, then they can start to isolate themselves so that they don't spread to other people. This is playing a part socially, having some social responsibility. That one is very important. That one, I totally agree one. That's how one. You can say, wow, do what, but then you say no testing, cannot. The 3-prompt, I totally agree. That is very important, and testing being one of the prompts is very good. But then we all must also know, testing is a post-static. Because especially for COVID, there's a lead time before the test can actually know that whether you are positive or not. So even today, you already got the virus already. The testing may not be able to say that you are positive. So you actually be a carrier without knowing that you are positive. You may still thought that you are negative. From a point of view, okay, testing is confirmed very important one. But I think our current testing still got a gap. A very big lobang because there's a lead time. Like I said already, there's a lead time. If okay, I don't know how. I'm not a scientist. Okay, I don't know how. But if you really want to make testing something that is very, 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 very important, okay, then I think we need to try to find whether we can do this breakthrough. The breakthrough is to be able to test immediately. When I mean immediately, not suka you can self-test. Okay, that one is good. Okay, that one is good. I'm not saying it's not good. That one is good. But you know, there's always a lead time before we know someone is positive or not. But then if we can have this test, that immediately once the virus comes to the body, you can test immediately it's got or don't have. That one very important one. So you imagine, today I want to go out, so I do a self-test first. Negative. Very happy I go out already. Then before I come back home, before I go inside the house, I go and do a self-test again. Then this time I say positive because just now don't know why I go out kena whatever virus from anywhere kena already. Okay, then at least I can self-isolate myself immediately. I can tell my Gina, hey, today Papa cannot play with you anymore. Of course, the Gina will feel sad, but then they will feel safe. As a parent, I also will feel safe. Like I say, most important in this COVID thing is that we all don't want to get infected at all. Don't want to get infected one. Okay, serious infection, mild symptom, no symptom, that one is important also, but it's secondary. We all don't want to be infected. And if we have this testing capability, I tell you, it can naturally, really very effectively bring down the numbers one. And we can also tell COVID, hey, who is the master now? Who is the slave?
We are also actively reviewing new kits for sale and will continue to make such self-test kits more readily accessible. So we want to encourage everyone to consider testing regularly, especially, for example, if you are going to participate in a high-risk activity or attend a large-scale event and you want to ensure that you are free from any virus, test yourself on a regular basis.
This I totally agree with what our minister is saying. Okay, if anyone want to do any activity, high risk one, of course, those that's allowed one. Okay, don't go and do those not allowed one. Okay, if anyone want to do those allowed high risk activity, then please test regularly before the activity. I must stress before. And when I mean before, not one day before or just before. You go and plan, do way before. Can be a bit kiasu, never mind one. Okay, then you can be much more safe and be much more unseen to say that I'm really virus free. Then I go for this activity okay. It is really not so much for your sake, but for everybody's sake okay. Don't be like one day before or just before, then you go and do the test, or even lucky best, you after the activity then you do the test. That one is defeat the purpose already. Especially those who go and do the test only after the activity. That one damn selfish one, you really want to sell a lot of fish, is it? That one is one. That one is like the KTV cluster case. Enjoy first, then worry later one. You want to enjoy, then don't worry already.
To supplement regular self-testing, members of the public can now make an appointment for a test at the 20 quick test centers that we have set up across the island. Right? These centers were set up previously to support businesses and workers who needed supervised self-swab as part of the mandated requirements. But we will open it up for members of the public if they wish to take a test. And we are studying the setting up of more such testing sites across the island so that it will be easier for people to get themselves tested regularly. Employers can play a role too. We would encourage employers to see how they can make regular testing at workplaces a new norm. And so the tripartite partners will be discussing further guidelines to promote more pervasive use of antigen rapid tests at workplaces.
Opening up more centers for public, general public to get tested it's good but then I don't know whether you all know or not must pay one this is self-pay not 政府 pay one Okay, for those of you who have subscribed to the WhatsApp from the gov.sg, okay, you will have received the message, the WhatsApp message, they'll say that all these are self-paid one now. Okay, so you just need to know if you really want to get tested at all these center, it's not FOC it's must self-pay okay. Then getting the employer to help out is actually also a very good initiative but then I must say okay, if the employer on pass the testing cost to the employee then that one I don't know already Yeah, some of these employees or workers okay, because of COVID they already lose a large part of their income Some got their salary cut some even no choice got to change job change to a more frontline job more manual job Then for all these workers if you still tell them now you need to do regular tests, and then your regular test you need to self-pay then a bit buay gam seriously if you tell me that it's not their choice I mean all these workers they don't get tested, I think it's okay but they still want to be tested because I think it's for the nation's sake and for the workplace safety then at least like that I think the 政户 or the employer should make it free bear the cost so that all these workers they can also feel unseen when they are working there so make it free for them.
This will, again, as I said, go beyond the routine tests or the vaccinate or regular test regime which we are implementing. Right? This is moving beyond all of these mandated testing requirements towards making testing a new norm and making testing more pervasive. We have already reached very high levels of vaccination. We are one of the foremost countries in terms of vaccination. We should now aspire to be a nation of testing, where testing becomes a way of life.
I really like the energy level and the vibe from our minister when he says he's moving Singapore towards a nation of testing. Okay, I really like it. Okay, but then in order for us to really achieve that, I think our 政户 has to help out a little bit, especially in the cost okay, to fund for all these tests Okay, some of us okay, who can afford okay, we can buy those self-test kit which is not really that expensive. Okay, we can afford it we can buy that, then we can do it at our free time at home okay, provided we do it the correct way okay. But then for those who cannot afford it and for those who don't know how to do it then they got no choice, they got to go to all those centers to get tested regularly Then I really hope okay, our 政户 can not just subsidize if they can do it free for all these people because usually those people who cannot or don't know how to do it are those that really needed this help the most. So if they can really help out in the cost of all these tests then I think yes, moving towards a nation of testing is really possible. But then if still need to self-pay then I think that will be a small hurdle here
There is one consideration that is different when you look at the Jurong Fishery Port and the bus interchange cluster, which is vaccination rates. At the time when we had the Jurong Fishery Port, yes, our vaccination rate was good, but we were concerned especially for our unvaccinated seniors. And the markets and hawker centres were places where many of these seniors are. And when transmission happens there, we were very concerned that unvaccinated seniors may get infected and will fall severely ill. And that's why it was a very difficult decision to make, as we had explained. Even then, we thought that maybe we need not have gone into a heightened alert. We thought we would have been able to put heightened alerts behind us at that time, but because of this concern for unvaccinated seniors, we decided we had to put in place that measure. But since then, our vaccination rates have continued to go up. We have covered many more seniors, and therefore we have greater assurance that they are protected. That's also one key consideration that explains the difference in our responses then and now.
Well, it's true lah. At the point of time whereby the Jurong Fishery cluster started, and compared to the bus interchange cluster, the vaccination rate is a bit different. Okay, we are talking about 50 to 80. So that's a bit different. That one I totally agree. But then we say, that time we go into heightened alert, it's because the senior citizen, the unvaccinated citizen was a lot. Okay, that one a bit not so. I don't so agree okay. I don't so agree because you see this diagram here. At the point whereby the Jurong Fishery cluster is active, right? Okay. Actually, our senior citizen, or the senior vaccination rate was really about 70+% already, or at least 70%. Okay. Then the main bulk they actually contributed to the 50% nationwide vaccination rate was actually because those young adults and those children above 12 years old only okay, they just started to be actively vaccinated okay. So at the point of time they are still not so, you see the number is still very, very low. Then that's why 50%. Then within the short period of time you can see the huge jump, right? Then immediately we ping all the way to 80% now. So to say that the difference is mainly due to the vaccination rate difference, I also don't think it's very accurate a little bit gum. Because if the concern is really on the senior citizen, actually at that point of time the Jurong Fishery one, the senior citizen vaccination rate is also very high. In fact, it's the highest among all the other age group. Then to say that only senior citizens go to market, also not that right. Senior citizens also, a lot of them take public transport like bus, MRT, all these things. Some of them even take bus just to go to the market and then take bus back, or they take bus to go to their Qi Gong group, Huai Chun group, whatever group. They also go and do all this morning exercise. They take public transport one. That's why I say, based on these 2 points, right, to say that the two clusters are different, hence the measure put in place are different, I don't think so lah. It seems like the two clusters are very similar, but it's just that the measures that we put in place are very, very drastically different. Okay, again, I want to stress this okay. I want to say that if can, I think nobody want to be infected in the first place. Okay, take for example, this I heard that this a more show Walking Dead I never really watched but I heard it's the more zombie one. No, the Korean one, Train to Busan, the one, the Asian zombie one, both are same one. Okay, so in both show, right, nobody want to be infected. Everybody just want to survive and live on. You can say it's different because the show one, the virus kena already, irreversible one. You kena is a no way back already. Yes, true. COVID survival rate is very high. A lot of people survive through COVID, but then at the end of the day, it's still that. Do you want to be infected if you can avoid being infected at all? Okay, so with such daily high case count, okay, I hope our Jinghu can really do something okay, because as a citizen, as a resident, as a parent of young children, I'm really worried when I see such high numbers okay. I really start worried. That's why I want to see whether I can give some suggestion. Okay, but I must say first okay, I am not expert in this area, neither am I the Jinghu because I don't know what are some factors that need to be think about and consider okay, when doing all these suggestions. But I just want to share okay, I just want to share, and I hope that maybe if some big shot in the Jinghu happen to see my YouTube video, which I don't think so, okay, but if anyone happen to see it, and then maybe you can start to think about it to see whether it can be implemented or not okay. So maybe here I go first okay. So the first one is maybe we can have those non-mRNA vaccines, right, to be part of the nation vaccination program. That means today, right, instead of when I select when I register for interest, I only can register for the mRNA ones. If I want the non-mRNA one, I need to go private. Can it be like part of the nation program whereby I can choose I want mRNA, non-mRNA, or whatever from then I can have all this at the polyclinics or all the vaccination center. It will be a lot easier, and you also give those who are like allergic to mRNA vaccine, right, to have a second option very easily. Don't need to wait until must have go to the private, or when it's available then we do it. If it can be part of the program, I think it will help a lot lah. Number 2, or maybe we can reinstate back the work from home as default lah. Okay, this one I'm not trying to chao gang here lah. Okay, but I really think that for parents who have very young children like me and if we take public transport to go to work I think having this work from home as default will really ease this worry so that at least we are sure that we only need to take care of our young children at home, then we are all confined within our 4 walls, and we know that our interaction with the outside world is very much limited. Hence, the chances of contacting the virus or contracting the virus also very limited. That give us some peace of mind, if I may say that. Okay, number 3, that is to put a tighter control back on our borders, okay? Because previously, when we only allow businesses and family emergencies to come in, the cases are actually quite low. So maybe if the government or the Zhenghu can reconsider that option back, I think it will help lah. Okay, that's all the suggestions I have at this point in time, okay, at this moment. But if you have any suggestion which you think might help in bringing down the current daily case count, please comment below, okay, and let me know, and hopefully some big shot will also see your comment lah. Alright, that's it for this video. So if you like this video, please remember to share. If you love it, please give it a big thumbs up, okay? And if you're new to my channel, okay, please don't be paiseh. Go and click the subscribe button. Click 1 time, don't click 2 times, later you will unsubscribe. And you see the bell button, this one is FOC one. Please go and click it so that you'll be notified of any new videos that I will be doing lah. So till my next video, this is Kriscell signing off.